Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Hope it's as lovely and sunny where you are as it is here. Um, this morning's webinar, then, I think the title was How to Get the Most Out of Career Coach or Career Coach Best Practice. So, what I want to do today is kind of take stock of all the great examples that we've got of Career Coach out there with our current customers. Do a little bit of a refresher of why LMI is needed for student engagement, the whole piece around the careers-driven student journey, and yeah, really just kind of share some great best practice examples with you. So over the next half an hour, I am aiming to cover the following. So we'll do a brief overview of who we are and what we do for anybody who is not a current customer and who's joined us today. I know we've got a fair few existing customers on the webinar today, which is great, and some are not, which is also great. So we'll recap on the need for the careers-driven student journey and the drivers around this within the sector. We'll have a look at how EMSI can support our customers to promote, connect and guide learners throughout that journey through 3 different solutions that we have, namely the Career Coach tool, but different ways that we can embed that. And then I'll spend the majority of the time today showing some great examples of how our customers are currently using the tool to engage with students and promote their organisation. Should be around 30 minutes. So a very brief overview of who EMSI are and what we do, just as a reminder for you out there. So we obviously don't need to tell you that attracting and retaining students to your college is more crucial than ever before. With increasing competition from independent training providers, general FE colleges, sixth forms and the like, funding cuts and shrinking budgets, demonstrating to young people in your area why they should enrol in a course at your college is vital to your success. So it's our mission at EMSI to help people make better decisions relating to the world of work, whether that be an individual learner or somebody with an organisation. So we do this by giving colleges and education providers detailed, robust labour market data to help them better understand where they should be focusing their efforts. And that labour market data can fall into many different processes within the college, whether that be within the curriculum planning cycle or engaging with students and employers, or even the wider strategic piece in terms of evidence and impact. So why the careers-driven student journey? We've covered this before, but just as a bit of an overview of the drivers around this and why it's so crucial. We know that with the newly introduced Common Inspection Framework, Ofsted are placing an ever-growing emphasis on this curriculum intent and demanding for colleges to ensure that they offer training for jobs that actually exist, and more so actually exist in the local area rather than nationally. We're also hearing on a daily basis about the need for better careers advice and guidance within schools and colleges, particularly from parents of learners. And the Gatsby benchmarks, the career strategy and the Baker clause have also been introduced to ensure that colleges are guiding young people on that careers journey by linking their courses to the careers that they train for. So at EMSI, we have kind of come up with 4 key things then that we believe a careers journey needs to do. So first of all, we feel it's vital to identify the ambitions and strengths of a learner from a great starting point. We need to then match these strengths to the labour market realities of the area that college serves and understand how local skills need to feed into what the learners are kind of interested in. The next step is all about that provider being able to show learners what relevant training they need to do to achieve their goals or aspirations. And finally, the fourth thing on that careers journey is all around, once that study is complete, the journey needs to include progression and the connection into the world of work. So by promoting your college as a pathway to a career and connecting the learners to the relevant study to achieve their goal, and then guiding them through that programme of study into a sustainable job, we feel that the college will then be offering an end-to-end careers-driven student journey. So many of you will be familiar with a couple of these, but EMSI have 3 ways or solutions in which we can help colleges promote, guide and connect learners through that journey. The Career Coach infographics tool allows colleges to quickly and easily produce customised graphics using all of the labour market data that we hold on local wage and employment data. The Career Coach API gives colleges access to our core data set. So from that, they can pull that careers data on wage and employment, and they also have the ability to map their careers to the relevant SOC codes, which can then be integrated into website course pages or other student learning platforms. So this is kind of the live data feed element. And then finally, the Career Coach portal is the third solution, which most of you will be familiar with. That online platform gives colleges a quick and efficient tool that allows learners to access that relevant labour market data about the area, the relevant courses attached to the careers that they're interested in, as well as those interactive careers assessments and the CV builder. So more of an internal resource rather than the infographics or the live data feed through the API function. So just a little bit of background around kind of how we're making that link then from your courses to the careers that they train for. So we take every course an organisation offers and then basically maps this to a set of the occupations or jobs that that course typically trains for. So once we've done that mapping process and attached each course that you offer to a set of those occupations, in labour market data, each occupation has a SOC code attached. With that SOC code, we're able to quickly attach key pieces of data to it to answer the questions such as how much can I earn, how many jobs are there in my region, and basically by giving this data or having access to this data down to local authority level, we can answer the 2 most important questions to anyone thinking about signing up to a course at your college. So most typically, is there a job for me locally if I do this course? And if so, how much will I get paid to do? So a really brief overview of kind of the drivers around that careers-driven student journey, how we do that, and the 3 solutions that EMSI have in giving labour market data to education providers for student engagement. And I'm now going to spend the next 20 minutes or so showing some great examples of how our customers are using one of those 3 solutions outlined to ensure their learners are making informed decisions about their future. So I suppose as a starting point, it's important to know exactly what you want to achieve from using labour market data to effectively engage with your students. The value is twofold. So firstly, labour market data can be used to promote your organisation to potential students. So essentially as a marketing and recruitment tool. So by showing a clear link from the courses you offer to sustainable local careers, you're promoting the college as the place to be or go for that learner to thrive. On the other side, labour market data is also used internally within many of our college customers as a careers advice and guidance tool, and also a progression tool. So by embedding this into a tutorial programme or the student services activities, the learner can then use this labour market data to be guided through the college into meaningful employment. So let's have a look at some examples. So here I've chosen some really good uses of labour market data in infographics form from East Durham College, Nescol, the Manchester College and North Lindsey College. Through the infographic tool, key facts and figures on wages and employment numbers for occupations related to the course areas can be displayed within a number of different ways. So on the slide, we've got lots of different examples of that type of data being displayed in course guides, prospectuses, posters up and around the college. I was in College of West Anglia just last week, and I saw a really good kind of example of this. We had a poster of animal care with the related wage and employment data for the area, which was really nice to see. Can also be used in videos or any website course pages. North Lindsey College are also using infographics on social media accounts. So on the right hand side of the slide here, we often see those guys do a kind of promote a job of the week for those harder to fill courses. So you can just see the tweet here. We've got a little bit about kind of a vehicle paint technician job, and some of those courses are related. So a level 3 advanced apprenticeship in motor vehicle body and paint. Earnings potential and local job figures are really powerful pieces of data when thinking about kind of those harder to fill or specific marketing campaigns around courses that need a little bit of the extra push. So really good example there. We can also see East Durham College, they've got an animal care services page here, and what we've got on there is kind of skills shortage percentage across the UK. We've got the number of future employment projections nationally around that group of occupations. We've also got an hourly salary guide and also kind of the local comparison due to the compared to the national comparison. So that's a really good example there, I think. And what we're seeing is, although there's a 0.9% increase nationally for these types of jobs within the East Durham region, we're seeing a 3.3% kind of a rise or decrease. So it's showing the devil in the detail, giving local labour market data to colleges to learners to make informed decisions. So the Career Coach API option is another great way of embedding local labour market data into course web pages, and it enhances your website content immediately. So here we have two ways of doing this. So we've got the widgets on the right hand side of the page, as seen by Sheffield, Derby and College of West Anglia. So what we've got is kind of widgets or plugins on the relevant course pages, and then what these widgets do is display wage data or current employment figures with a link then to find out more to the Career Coach portal, which we'll come on to. So this section here, we've got this would be maybe on a plumbing apprenticeship course or a plumbing course. We've got the number employed, the salary, and any related kind of careers from that course. But then we often see a link to Career Coach. So find out more at Career Coach or explore options on Career Coach. So what you're doing is giving the learner a little snippet of information and then sending them off to a portal where they can explore this in more detail by themselves. On the left-hand side, we have some examples of that data feed or the live API. So through this data feed, all our local labour market data can be accessed and pulled directly onto any online platform. So this typically is pulled onto a website, but can also be pulled onto learning platforms such as VLE or Moodle. But again, the point is that it puts all of the course information with the associated wage and employment data on the same page. So we can see there snippets from Hull College, Landrillo, Boston and Colegau Cymrued. I'm just going to go into a little bit more detail about how those guys have done that really nicely. So this Boston example, this is just pulled from their website. So all live examples that you can go off and explore afterwards. But this is Boston website. And here we have a carpentry and joinery course page on the college's website. So this learner has gone onto the college website or a college website with the kind of intention or the idea that they think they want to do a diploma level 1 in carpentry or joinery. Alongside all of that essential course information, such as the course duration, the start date, the kind of fee information, location, and then even the link to apply for the course, underneath that, Boston have then pulled through the associated careers, so a carpenter or joiner in this instance, with the current employment number. So there's currently 1,202 new job opportunities in the region, and this is specific for Lincolnshire. So a college would typically choose the area that they most typically serve, or where learners are likely to travel to employment after their study. And then we also have the entry level, the average, and the potential wage that they could earn as a plumber, as a carpenter, sorry, within this region. So really nice kind of key pieces of data to support that course or that education or training at the college. So if we look at Bridgend, they've flipped that and they have this whole ethos of promoting the career first rather than the course. So the first thing that you would see when going onto Bridgend College website is a number of these infographics at the top. So they have these for each of the career areas, if you like, so agriculture, animal care, automotive or business. And what we've got there is kind of aggregated figures for hourly pay and average wage within the region. Underneath that, I've chosen an animal care career or animal care occupations. And what it does is give you a bit of an overview of what they would do within that career or group of careers. And then underneath that, you've got a list of the relevant training that learner would need to do at that college to get one step further to their career aspiration. So this is a really good example of the whole careers not courses approach that we're seeing more and more within the sector, and you're really asking the learner to choose that career first, and then the course almost becomes kind of a byproduct or a side point from that, and ways to get into that career. Cheshire College, again, very similar approach to their website with an overview of an occupation rather than the course, and then the job opportunities and local wage data fixed to that, and a link to the relevant training. So here you can see related courses. But the idea is that they're grabbing the learner's attention with giving them relevant labour market data from the live API feed on local current job opportunities. These are all live sites, so feel free to visit these and explore these in a bit more detail afterwards. So at this point, just wanted to share two really nice quotes from the Loughborough and Hull kind of feedback in them doing this API or using the widgets on their course web pages. So Hull College really saw value in the integration of the labour market data into the website, as that really enhanced the promotion of that college's whole focus on employability and preparing the students to progress into work. So having the learners engaged from the starting point, they know what course they're on and why, because they want to get to this career, really enhanced that kind of that whole ethos of the careers not courses element of Hull College. Matthew also said that they received very positive feedback from external school partners who were able to use this data in lessons for pupils to compare different sectors. So we see this more and more within our colleges, and it's something that we'll kind of touch on slightly later, but colleges are really kind of keen to take this type of data out within their school's liaison teams, and be able to give impartial labour market data to school leavers age learners to try and get them to start thinking about what career that they're interested in, rather than trying to sell them a course at the college that they're from. Damien from Loughborough also kind of gave it a similar view, that embedding the data into the website gave them great credibility with those potential learners, and more importantly their parents. So going back to that point that we made earlier, and what it did was really show that the college was offering programs that genuinely led to careers. So students could see the clear link from the data to the course and help them see that pathway to achieving that career. So few examples from kind of infographics and the API and the widgets feed that really support that marketing and recruitment element of student engagement. So how do you grab learners' attention and in a time of kind of increasing competition, really be able to hone in on how learners will see value from coming to your organisation rather than another's. So this brings us on to the third solution, which is the Career Coach portal. Probably our most recognised solution, in that it's a standalone portal using the same mapping process as we outlined earlier. What this does is act as a standalone resource used within many colleges to support that careers advice and guidance, progression and those school liaison activities within a college. So user-friendly, branded interface, or kind of used as an extension of your internal Moodle or your external website. So the interface has that built-in careers assessment. It's also got a CV builder, and again that course to careers mapping with the relevant localized employment and wage data. So we have the option to browse careers or courses. The courses list will be a list of courses at Heart of Worcestershire College, and the careers will be all of those occupations that we've looked at previously. And every time you type in a career, you get all of the relevant labour market data, but what you also get is a list of the relevant courses that you offer as an education provider for them to do. So it's just about taking it off that web page or prospectus and putting it into an interactive tool that learners can use at their own free will. So we've got a 60 or 30 or 6 question assessment as part of that external resource, and we talked about that whole step 1 of that careers driven learner journey, and being able to identify skills and ambitions that the learner has, and then being able to match those to the labour market reality. So this is a really good place to start for a learner who is unsure of their next steps, and a great way of narrowing down some of those options that are most suited to their interests and abilities. I wanted to share this most recent example with you from Edinburgh College. So they've set up these quiz pages on their website and internal learning platform on specific careers. So the learner has the option to go through this type of magazine style quiz, which is really nice, which gives a set of questions based on tasks associated with that career. We've got social services here. From that, they're then signposted to 2 different options. So they've got a course page to apply for the course if their result is kind of positive and all the way through they've answered yes, and the answer is that they could be a future leader in social services. But we've also got the signpost to the Career Coach portal to explore other options based on the interests that learner has and the labour market demand. So really nice way, and I think that's a key point throughout everything that you do with the portal, having specific links on your course pages or throughout your website for that learner to jump off at any point and have this ability to work through that careers assessment. On the point of the portal and that schools liaison kind of point that we touched earlier, Dundee and Angus have had really good success with the portal in using this in their Future Talent and Vocational event most recently. So this event involved around 1,000 14 to 15-year-old school leavers from local schools in the region. It was basically a chance for them to participate in a range of vocational skills activities throughout the day. One of those activities was a career coach session in which learners could get a fun introduction into the careers that they might be interested in and also get a better understanding of their skills, strengths, and the options that might be suitable to them in terms of a career or course at the college. So feedback was really, really positive, and basically an event that Simon and Sam at Dundee and Angus want to be able to roll out every single year to potential feeder schools in the region. So last but not least, wanted to share this comment from Jazzy at Birmingham Adult Education, who have also recently invested in the Career Coach portal. So their mission is to get as many local people as possible to take advantage of the employment opportunities in the Birmingham region, and Birmingham Adult Education want to support them and invest in their learning and development of skills. So to help them achieve this, they've invested in the Career Coach portal. So Jazzy said that to have a tool that can take learners on a journey from a simple assessment through to local jobs insight and then link this to the courses they offer was a huge benefit to both them and the people they are working with. In a time of shrinking resource, any additional kind of portal or data is really helpful to them as an organisation. They also pulled out on, one of the things that they pulled out was the simplicity of the tool, which they said was vital to them when dealing with learners of all abilities and levels. So really, really great case study on the value of giving learners local labour market data to inform their careers-driven student journey. So all of those case studies and examples can be found on our blog, which is on our website, and I will be sharing the slides with you after today's session, and you'll also get a recording. Now, we only have half an hour for these webinars, so quite a lot of examples, quite a lot of case studies to kind of get through and show in a short amount of time. My details will be on the slide afterwards, so be really, really happy to talk to you about any of these in more detail and any other way that we can support. But I just wanted to take the last 2 minutes to summarise and kind of give an overview of why all this is important and why the colleges that I've shared examples with are doing a really, really great job in fulfilling the mission to the students. So that mission for an education provider is to improve the lives of learners who walk through their doors. The more knowledge that we can give them about the careers realities of their local economies, then the more informed decisions they can make about their future. So this in turn results in increased recruitment and retention rates, a more motivated student body who progress into meaningful employment after study. This also then benefits local employers, as what we're doing is giving them the skills that they need to thrive in the local economy, which in turn benefits the local community as a whole. So this shouldn't be the end of the process. Kind of work with our colleges really, really closely to ensure that we don't just kind of give them one of the solutions and then that sits on their website kind of hidden and not used or any value to students. So lots of best practice shared amongst our customers, so more than happy to do that. Here are my contact details, so email address and phone number. Do get in touch to tell us about your challenges or anything that you're struggling with Career Coach. If you are an existing client, I just realised I didn't introduce myself at the beginning of the webinar. My name is Carla and I'm the Business Development Manager for FE. We usually have Debbie, who is our Marketing Manager, to do that little bit at the beginning of the webinar, we're busy preparing for our annual conference on Thursday. So if any of you are attending, look forward to seeing you there. So 11:30, I'm on time. Any questions, do pop them in the box. And if not, I will look forward to hearing from some of you shortly. Thank you very much and have a lovely day.